Right now, at the time of recording this video, we have XRP looking like it is attempting a breakout. So I want to discuss what I'm doing with my XRP trades, where I think the price is going next, and also we have some very interesting news from Brad Garlinghouse, and he is talking about replacing the SWIFT system. So I think you guys are going to want to watch this video. Please do me a favor and smash that like button if you like these XRP updates. And guys, I like to bring a realistic perspective to the market of crazy price predictions. All right, so if you appreciate that, leave me a comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and remember that nothing in my videos is ever financial advice. And let's jump into it. So first of all, looking at XRP's price, $2.28 as we speak, and XRP is doing well, and Bitcoin is also doing pretty nicely at 94,500. I believe that these are closely tied at the moment. We see Bitcoin had a big rally. We've seen XRP finally start to go up, and we've seen Bitcoin hit a little bit of a price resistance at 95,700. And we also see the same again for XRP, hitting a bit of resistance around the $2.31. Now, I think that this is quite an interesting point for XRP. As you know, we have been adding our stop losses as we make our way up, and we've actually been bolstering up this position. And I'm thinking this could be a breakout here, and I actually do want to add to this position, but I'm a little bit hesitant because I don't want to preemptively jump in if there is some sort of pullback, because over here it does look like Bitcoin to me is ready for a pullback. The reason why I think Bitcoin is ready for a pullback is because we have here Bitcoin 30-day. We have a lot of accumulative long liquidations here. So we have about $11 billion sitting here, and this is long positions. So what this tells us is traders and retail think the price is going to go dramatically upwards. So they're betting that that happens. Now, if the price goes to $85,000 in the very short term, that could liquidate $11 billion onto the market. Now, the nice thing we're seeing is also $3 billion in the opposite direction. Now, at the time of opening all of these trades, we can see the XRP trade, the SUI trade, the Bitcoin trade, we did have the exact opposite happening. So I managed to catch SUI right at the bottom. You can see that. I managed to catch Bitcoin also right at the bottom. You can see here, we caught it right there. And we also did the same with XRP. However, I've been adding to the position, so it's actually brought up our average here. But we're not seeing the exact opposite to that. So I don't think it's guaranteed that we head lower, but there is a chance here on the cards looking at this piece of data. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, we have our position here, about 20,000 XRP. We have our stop losses here, and I know exactly how much I can lose if the price decides to go down. And that's how I like to trade here. So I'm actually going to add, and we're going to open that. We're going to hit confirm. So that's going to execute. We also increased our average to $2.10. So we're very close to where we are in price now. We're only up 21%. But what I want to do is I want to actually add another stop loss. So we just put in $10,000. Oh, it's 10,000 XRP, my mistake. So I think that's a reasonable amount I'm willing to lose if we go down, right? And that way I get a very nice move to the upside, but I also protect myself from potential liquidity grabs in and around these regions. So we have it there. It's potential that gets stopped out, but now we also have access to the upside there, guys. So far, these two things have been very profitable. And remember, we can also take profits from the trades. Take profits along the way. Make sure you got your stop losses in, and that way you don't want to risk losing your own capital once you see profit, guys. That's one way that I like to trade. If you want to do something similar, remember we have partnered here on the channel with Blowfin. You can get 1,000 XRP each time you spin this wheel, and the way you get spins on the wheel is simply by depositing and trading on the platform. Now, Blowfin is no KYC, no VPN, no personal details. So you can trade from anywhere in the world, and you can sign up using the links down there in the description. But please make sure you check the terms of service so you understand what you're getting involved in. But I've been trading on Blowfin for a while now, and it works really well. In fact, we have our copy trading test that we've been doing. I actually added more funds to this recently, and it's actually up about 25% on my initial investment. So we're making a very decent amount of money so far, but of course, future past gains aren't guaranteed for future profits, but I'm really enjoying this so far. We're following a trader called Quantoshi. If you do want to follow the same traders, the links are down there in the description. You can only follow them using the links in the description. Now, let's hear from Brad Garlinghouse himself, right? He's talking about replacing the outdated SWIFT system, offering faster, cheaper, and more reliable global payments, signaling a new era for cross-border financial transactions.
Markets like Japan, I think, are still unlocking. The market opportunity here is massive. You have trillions of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the SWIFT network, if you will. And that's architecture, that's a technology architecture that's developed 50 years ago. There's an opportunity to modernize. That takes time, particularly when you have a government in the U.S. kind of combating that innovation. But that's changing now. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies.
Yeah, and I think, so when you're looking at the growth story then of Ripple, does it still come from overseas? Or are you expecting a change in terms of domestic interest in Ripple?
Well, we're definitely already seeing a change in the domestic interest. The 6 weeks after President Trump was elected, we signed more deals in the United States than we had in the previous 6 months. So these are very innovative technologies. I think they're going to play out over 10, even 20 years in terms of how they integrate and rewire the financial infrastructure of the United States. That's across payments. That's across even the settlement of maybe real estate transactions, securities transactions. So I think we're going to see this play out over a long arc. But then the United States is finally unlocked, and I think people are underestimating how big that change is, and you'll see that continue to play out this year.
So very exciting there for the XRP community, but what is also exciting is how bullish the market seems to be right now. We have MicroStrategy acquiring 15,000 Bitcoin today, worth $1.24 billion. We have $1.1 trillion Standard Chartered Bank predicting that Bitcoin could hit new all-time highs in the second quarter. According to them, it's hard to be bearish about Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin reaches new all-time highs, XRP could reach new all-time highs. Altcoins could reach all-time highs, and it could be very exciting for our portfolios. Now, on top of that, we also have Coinbase launching a Bitcoin yield fund. We have $3.5 billion coal mining company buying $42 million worth of Bitcoin, guys. The supply crunch is here. And we have Presto, a quantitative trading firm in Singapore, predicting that Bitcoin could hit $210,000 in 2025. This year, guys, if that happens, the altcoins could go absolutely parabolic. And I think the better landscape for crypto in the US could mean that projects like XRP could do extremely well if Bitcoin reaches those sorts of prices. So a very exciting time, guys. I would say if you want to, go and grab the 1,000. If you want to, use the links down there in my description to sign up to Blowfin after you've done your research, and you can spin the wheel to get yourself 1,000 XRP per spin. Again, all you need to do is sign up and just trade on the exchange, and there's no KYC, no VPN necessary for Blowfin right now. So all of the links are down there in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.